This is John with HookahJohn.com. This is HookahJohn. You guys, a lot of you already know me. So this is going to be a longer video. So what I'm coming out with today is a video that if you've been smoking hookah for a long time, if you've been smoking Tangiers for a long time, this is the short version. We got bowls in and we got their new coals in. All right. You can tune out as long as it's whatever, 10 seconds after the view. I get credit for the view up my view count. But what happens in most of my videos is I rush too much. This time I said I'm not going to do it because we have so many new people. There are people who don't know much about hookah. They know a little bit about hookah, but they haven't heard of Tangiers. All they see is HookahJohn, blah, 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 my bowls, my coals, this and that. All right? No, this is going to be something else. This is going to be something that you can put in your little hookah brain. All right? This is going to be, what are we going to start with? Well, we're going to start with coals, and I'll tell you why in a second. I'm going to get into the details of why these coals are different, why the people at Tangiers use them. Are they better than coconut coals or not? The people at Tangiers seem to think so. So the good thing about these is they are quick lights, but don't think of quick lights like in the traditional way, those round disc things that you light with a lighter, even though you can with these. So I'm going to light these just to get them going, and I'm going to pack a bowl for you in a little bit. So I just want to demonstrate how long it takes. Like I said, it'll be a long video. These do not light as quickly as your traditional quick lights do, but they're still quick lighting because you can light them with a lighter. Can you do that with a coconut coal? No, you cannot. I've gotten emails before, hey John, I got your titaniums, but I'm having trouble lighting them. I'm like, all right, so tell me why or how you're lighting them. They're like, dude, I put a lighter on them for like 5 minutes and they still didn't light up. Yeah, I know, duh. You're supposed to use a hot plate. Now you can put these on a hot plate, but again, it's actually easier on a hot plate, but I didn't want to walk back and forth through the warehouse. And so that's it. Putting a little bit of heat on this, not much, and and then, you know what? Just let them go. Let them go. You think that's going to work? This is a one-shot video, so if these don't work, your boy HookahJohn is going to be irate because trying to set up this production was a process in itself. Think I'm doing anything that I shouldn't be doing here? Cameraman is silent all of a sudden. All of a sudden, he wouldn't shut the hell up the whole time we were producing, and now he wants to just be silent. Okay, well, this will be good for now. All right, we lit it. You can see can you see that right there? That it took to your heat. I'm trying not to drop. I don't know if can you see it here, that it took to the heat, that it kind of reddened up a little bit. Now, just leave them for a few minutes. It might be a little bit longer than a few minutes, but we got a long video here. So we're going to go into why these coals are different. First of all, there's a Gen 1 and a Gen 2. If you already are familiar with silver tab coals, which the only ones we will ever use are the ones that are made in Japan, such as Tangiers. There's only 2 other brands out there that did it that I am aware of, but there's a ton of brands that did Chinese copies of silver tab coals, and those things are just crap. You're filming. Don't worry about who's trying to come in and out. All right? It was a mailman. It's a big deal. So traditionally they come in this size, and I don't have the dimensions. If I go by grams, I know the people at Tangiers weigh them. What do you think? 17 to 18 grams on these, but these ones are more. Don't quote me on these numbers. So the first gen looked like this, and you break them into cubes just like I did that. The second gen, if you want to get here, are about 30% bigger, right? And so you'll see that little step up right there. So first gen Tangiers coal, second generation. I didn't get the first gen just because by the time I got there, they said we have the second generation and they're bigger. And I asked, well, do you like them better? Is there preference? The man himself said he liked them better, so that's all I'm going to do. Okay. He says they light up easier. I'm not sure if these are lighting up. Yes, they are. I'm just impatient. So we're going to get into the qualities of this. There are other reasons why Tangiers thinks that these are superior coals to coconut coals. I don't know exactly what they're made out of, but they are definitely not made out of coconut shell. I'm pretty sure they're made out of wood, and they have the silver lining on it that helps with igniting them. All coals are not great for you, but these made in Japan, Japanese hookah coals, are pretty good. All right. Do not get the Chinese ones. They're out there under different names. Who cares? Now, can we move on to bowls? It's always blah, 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 HookahJohn, me, my bowls, my coals, blah, blah, blah. My site. Buy all your stuff on my site. Well, we've seen an influx over the years of everyone. Okay, who started out with some good bowls? Maybe there's a brand that made some Chinese bowls, you know, after they started out, after they had always been traditional Egyptian clay bowls. Yeah, please don't run the water. Please, please, please don't. Please, thank you. We'll cut that out. So you got traditional Egyptian bowls or Syrian bowls, right? I don't have anything to show you. Doesn't matter. Let's just fast forward to a huge innovation, the funnel bowl. That was made by Tangiers, and they're doing great, and they couldn't keep up with production. Then someone did a knock. I'm not going to name names. Someone in our community went and made them in China, and then they're pretty much garbage, and they're like a third of the price or whatever. Who cares? Then I said, all right, I've got a person who does stuff like this. Let's make HookahJohn bowls. And I was the only one who ever gave credit to Tangiers for being the inspiration and who created this. Then everybody and their mother just decided to like basically get up on HookahJohn and just like copy HookahJohn's bowl, even names, even colors, and they're still doing it to this day. And Tangiers are still cool, not changing the bowls. They're just the same as they've always been 12 years ago. Let's go through the lineup, the Tangiers funnel bowls. We're gonna go from largest, smallest, or smallest to largest. Let's go with largest because this is what they use. These are extremely large bowls, and they are Tangiers large funnel bowls. And these are the bowls of use in their facilities and their previous lounges, and that's all they're gonna use. I've never seen them use a medium, small, a Pico, or anything at their facility or by any of their employees or staff or Eric himself. Large. What do you think they hold? People actually say they hold like 100 grams. I'm not going to weigh it out, but that's about how much it may hold. Large bowls over here. You want to do a lineup? We got your larges. They come in all sorts of great colors. Here, I'll put these up so you can see them. Those are your larges. Hopefully they look good. And they're just beautiful creations. Then you've got mediums. Okay, you got a large and a medium. Look at the difference. Medium's going to hold less. How much? I don't know. I'm not going to measure it out for you because I'm just not. Spires are different. Remember, in all handmade clay bowls, they're handmade and they don't always come out exactly the same. So all these people that complain, another medium bowl, that, hey, mine isn't like this guy's and mine isn't like that guy's. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Because it might have been made with a different set of hands. It might have been on a day where the guy making the bowl was having a hard time, or it was colder out, it was hotter out, he was sweating, or he was shivering and shaking. But they come up, they try to be consistent as much as possible, but they aren't. Don't worry about it. It's not going to affect your smoke that much. The size, yeah. So that's a large, that's a medium. Let's go into smalls. Okay, large, small. Okay, blah, blah, blah. HookahJohn. Just show up the colors. We got a lot of smalls in here, and they're just really pretty, the different combinations. And they actually look like the color combinations that Tangiers uses to assign to certain categories of their tobacco flavors, which is pretty cool. It's a whole different topic, and I'm not going to get into it now. So for you guys that are all excited about, one time he came out with an extra ultra small. It's called the Pico Bowl. This is the Pico Bowl. So what you do is the difference between a small and a Pico. And once you get this small, they don't, I think they're harder to come out. So you got a small bowl right here on the bottom in green and a Pico Bowl on top. And they vary a little bit, so some of them are a bit even smaller. Check that out. Okay, so you get your small on the bottom and this on top. Okay, since I'm doing this video and I wanted to take my time and show the differences of the bowls and the coals, I wanted to pack a bowl the way Tangiers does. I'll make my attempt at it. I don't do it exactly the way they do it. And what I suggest for you is do what works for you. Because some people call in to Tangiers and say, hey, I can't get my bowl smoking right. Well, tell us what you're doing. No, I like to use 5 coconut coals on them, and it's burning, it's scorching hot. They're like, well, try these coals, or use less coals, or use an HMD. But this is the way we do it, and nobody wants to listen. They just want to do it their way and get it right. I've done it my way, and I get it right. Not 100% of the time, but most of the time. But you don't like my comment? Now I'm going to do it what I see. I've seen a lot of videos, I've seen a lot of stuff in person packing Tangiers bowls. Okay, so this right here, we've got a nice flavor. Do I mention the flavor? It smells good.
It's one that you're not supposed to be using.
Oh, why not? Didn't you give me some? Out of your personal collection?
Yeah, I let you pack a bowl yesterday.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna pack a bowl today. You can have this bowl if it's smoking good. So there's so much tobacco going in here. This bowl should last on those coals. I mean, they claim hours and hours of use. I'd like to stir this up more. Remember with Tangiers, you want to stir everything, get the juices going really evenly in there. Don't take a dry thing at the top. We were talking to one of their guys here. We said, I want to do a test and just scrape off the top and try smoking that. But no, there's juices that kind of rest at the bottom. And so you want to make sure it's even and glistening to a degree. Did this chair go down again? So let's add some more. And I always see people like working at Tangiers trying to do, or I guess in front of the owner of Tangiers, Mr. Eric Hoffman. I'm always so nervous doing it. And I was too. There's an old video. If you Google or YouTube search Tangiers bowl packing by the creator himself, you'll see a picture where I was super new and Eric was showing me in a certain way, and he was berating me at the same time. Okay, so what they do with Tangiers, what I've seen them do is they push it, as it goes in, push it against the walls. You want a super dense pack. So let's get some more in there and dense pack it more. Don't think I'm anywhere near finished here when you saw that, because that space does not need to be there. You want to fill up everything you can now. And then we're going to go into the palm test. Isn't that what he called it? The palm test? We'll get to the palm test. The thing about large bowls is they're actually big for my hands. They work great for Eric's hands. But the thing is, even there's plenty of small people that work at Tangiers that have smaller hands, and they seem to not have a problem or issue with this. So now what are we doing? Packing it, pushing it away from the center into the walls. Okay? And I want to get a grade from Tangiers. I hope the people are watching, and I hope they will critique my method, and hopefully I get a good score. Okay, so there is a lot of tobacco in there. For some people, that's a problem. All right, hey, get a medium, get a small, get a Pico. Oh, I forgot to talk about one bowl. I forgot to talk about one bowl. This is not a funnel bowl, but it is a Tangiers bowl. It's called the Iridescence Bowl. What do you think? Pretty cool. So we got those, so check those out. I don't think I've ever used one, have you? What do you think? You like it? All right. Mr. Talkative, all of a sudden. Mr. won't shut the hell up. Now that we're on camera, now he's silent. All right, so what you do, I like to clean up the side of the bowl, or else you get some rippage sometimes with your foil. It's because it's kind of wet there and like lubes up the side. And makes it easier for the foil to tear. All right, palm test. So put your foil just like this. I gotta slow down again, right? Foil just like this. I'm gonna stand up. And then you use your palm in there to press. If your palm isn't big enough, you can push a little with your fingers. Okay? Just enough to get, and you can turn this too. Turn this to like even it out. I'm turning the foil with my palm. Just enough to get a little imprint of the inner spire. What do you think? Do I add more? You're not so talkative now. People at Tangiers might add more. This is the dilemma. Add more? Cameraman is going to try to take some decision making. He said no.
So I didn't say anything.
You didn't say anything.
I just know that bowl was packed really bad.
It's packed really bad, according to Mr. 80 feet. All right, so hold and pull. I know the camera is not making the effort here, so no, I'll move. It's all right, I'll move so they can see it. Hold and pull, rotate. Hold with your right hand, get as much, try to cover 2/3 of the bowl so you don't rip or it doesn't slide away, and pull so you get a nice drum tight pack. Let's see, is this good? Is this drum tight? Yep, buddy. All right, now the challenge. What folks at Tangiers regularly do, they poke their foil, their holes, with a fork. which I have not mastered because I don't do it every day. They do. It's gonna drive me insane is if I try to poke it with this fork.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm gonna make the effort. So what? I mess up. I got two more pieces of foil, right? Okay. The problem is you gotta hold your foil tight, and then this is the way they like to do it. Yeah. So far, so good. They like nice, thick holes. I really am not comfortable doing this. So I don't want to ruin the bowl so much. See, why does that happen? Practice this on your own time, and I'm not going to go into it anymore. So I'm going to poke with a poker and use nice, thick holes. And Tangiers recommends these nice, thick holes. I've heard them say lately, no, you don't have to go all the way to the bottom, but they want a lot of thick holes for airflow. All right, see, this is something I'm better at, and I'll do it quicker. God. These, I gotta say, are pretty decent for poking with a poker, close to the original Tangiers style. However, had I been using a fork, they'd be more uniform and closer together. I have not mastered that. Try it on your own. Why don't you take some old tobacco that you don't smoke, actually it doesn't matter. Why don't you just practice one day. Fill a bowl with any type of tobacco, Tangiers preferably, and do this with a fork and try over and over and over till you get it. All you have to do, if you mess up, start over. All right, this looks pretty close to what we get when we go down there in the Tangiers lounge. All right.
Holes in the middle.
Holes in the middle, is that necessary?
No. All right.
No, it's not.
Don't do it.
You can, but you don't have to.
All
I've
right.
heard quotes from there. Yeah, you can, but it's not necessary. Okay, add your bowl there. Demonstrating on type of hookah that they don't use too much at Tangiers. They're more of traditional folks over there. But at the same time, I have been seeing some new modern hookahs because they like to see what's out on the market themselves too. They prefer some traditional KM hookahs there, and maybe some Magdi Zidans, just traditional Egyptian hookahs. God, this video is getting boring. Let's go to the results. You've waited this long. You deserve this now. There's no way I don't have tongs in here. I brought tongs in here. There's no way. Somebody removed my tongs, and I think you did it on purpose. I swear you did it on purpose. You almost don't need tongs for this. Let me do this way. I'll show you. I'm just going to add these up. Take tongs and put them on as to not burn your fingers. There we go. If I drop one, I'm in trouble. But the thing is, okay, I'll start with 3 just now. Now, a good thing about, and I'm going to demonstrate this, although I don't need to do it just yet. There are your coals. They're fully lit with the lighter. You take another one. The good thing about them is you can jump start one off another. I think that's the term they do. You never have to go back to your lighter or your coil burner. Put this up here, and it will take and light. And so after every round, you don't have to go and get up off your lazy ass while you're on the couch watching something and go light up new coals. Just keep these going. When you're at your computer and you're busy, focused in, you're wired in, you don't have to get up and light coals. Just keep doing this and you'll be fine. You do need tongs though. Definitely need tongs, because how am I going to get this one off of here? The cameraman said this is going to smoke awful. So far, I don't think so. I'm just going to take a minute. Can you do me a favor? Just go through the colors real quick while I warm this up and check out some of these the great designs. Maybe since we did not get into the iridescence bowls so much, show those. I hope the lighting's good. Those are all right. So now we're at the larges, going down to the mediums. Then you get the iridescence. The iridescent size is a medium, but there's, hold on, just go back to it. But I don't think it's not going to hold as much as a medium, just because there's no space for it. You know, your tobacco is just going to go around there. I don't know about these bowls. Do you leave this all clear? I think so. We got to try one of those. Small Tangiers Phunnel bowls. You got the Picos. Everybody likes Picos. Did you forget to get the Picos? Those are Pico bowls. Okay, compare a Pico to a large. Okay. my bowl is going good. Now, should we stop and go buy an hour later or anything? Smoking good. I could use a tad bit more heat. This is a large. If you want a small, you might use 2 or possibly 3, and it would work out great for you. Cameron's laughing because he thinks I'm about to mess something up. Is he gonna do it? Oh, success. But again, you must have tongs on hand. Flavor for coals. There is a different and noticeable flavor difference that you will sense if you're going from coconut coals to Japanese charcoals and back to coconut coals. Some people prefer one over the other. Some people are bothered by one or the other. It's up to you. You're gonna have to figure out if you like this. If you're a fan of Tangiers, especially if you just became one in the last few years, a lot of people have stopped talking about Japanese coals, at least what I've seen in the communities. But now you can get them here, try them for yourself. I think they're what, $15.99? And this box comes with 96 pieces. Is it 96? Is that considered, this whole bar considered a piece? No, there's not 96 of these. This is 4. So you take 96, you divide it by 4. That's like, what, 26 of these, something like that? 26, no.
$14.99.
20, I know. I'm talking about how many of these bars are in here.
Yeah,
24.
I'm talking about the price.
Yeah, there's, I don't know, do some math. This is what it looks like opened up. Why is there tape in here? They don't come with tape in here. Was this something you're using for photography? Yeah, okay. So they don't come with this tape in here, so I'm gonna open it for you. We just taped the box to seal it when we were, to make it nice and clean. They come plastic wrapped. Pretty good. You get the point? So these are Tangiers charcoal. It's got directions for use on the back. It's got warnings. As you can see right here, can you get in and see? This coal up here, up top, is already starting to light. One of my favorite aspects of Japanese coals is that you can jump start them off of each other and you don't have to go back and relight coals. Give that about 5 minutes, it'll be fully lit. And I'm so happy. I'm gonna take this back to my office. I think we can end this video good. What did I forget? Did I rush? Did I rush? We talked about the difference in bowls. Yes, Tangiers is the first creator of the funnel bowl, which revolutionized hookah. Pretty much every bowl now made is a funnel bowl. I would say 90% of them around the world are funnel bowls. Japanese charcoal. Oh yeah, so back to the bowls. Handmade. They're made in the US. They're great. I always used to use them. I always used to use them before, and I still have my favorite. It's a larger small. It's not a medium. It's not a small. They're schmedium. People call them schmediums, and they had number 8s too. Sorry, they had numbers to them, and they would talk about, you know, sometimes they're like every other number, like even numbers. So like 2 would be a small, 4 a medium, 6 would be a large, something like that. But then they'd have some that were bigger or smaller, so they'd give them an odd number. I don't remember that, but Tangiers has a website you can go to. I believe it's tangiers.us, and they have a lot of information in there. And that's great. All right, so I'm gonna continue smoking. May or may not come back because this video is probably long enough as is, and show you my results. Actually, what time is it now? I just started smoking. It's 12:30, let's say. All right, we'll stop. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope it was informational, and I did make the people at Tangiers proud of us here and doing this little production for you. All right, I'll see you.